Are you ready to go through the shift? Because you've been through the shit and the shift is here. I just got back from my walk and I pad my mornings and I don't do anything until noon. It's all self-protected for me. And the channel was so clear today. And Spirit made sure to tell me when I get back home, we got to record it. And I was actually mad I didn't bring my camera out. But then fortunately it started raining. But the shift is inevitable and it's happening right now. And this video is for a smaller collective, but if it resonates with you, the message is for you. And this is the key defining factor is the last few weeks or even the last few months, your life has been a shit show. And it was everything popping up out of everywhere, unexpected. And you either did the damn thing or you avoided the damn thing and it got worse. And then you still did the damn thing. And this could be whether it was finances, whether it was relationships, whether it was work. I feel like those are the three big things that shifted, especially in my reality. It was freaking insane. But if you're like me, you probably trusted it. You leaned into it. You were like, this feels different, which different means changes. And when we choose to lean into changes, they tend to open up for us. And though the transits aren't here yet, in astrology, we have some really cool stuff happening. So number one is Chiron is leaving Aries, which goes into Taurus in the next few days. I don't have the exact dates, but it's at like, yesterday is at 29 degrees and 55 minutes, which is like almost out. And Chiron has been in Aries for the last 8 years. And if you're resonating with this video, you're probably like me, and I had Mercury and Venus there, which was a lot. And I actually had a triple Chiron activation, which was like really difficult. And your Chiron's been activated. And then you can even look back at like the last 8 years. What have you been healing? For me, it was a lot of abundance and family and communication. And that's what I'm like most gifted at right now. See the shift? Like I went through the shit and it shifted into the gifts, right? And we never go through shit for, no reason. It shifts us into who we're becoming. And I want you to reflect on the person you're becoming because it's here. As soon as Chiron shifts over into Taurus, it's going to be a whole new healing taking place, but you're going to have the stable foundation, especially if you're a Capricorn rising. I know that's for sure. I looked at it yesterday and I was like, this resonates. It's like, if you're a Cap rising, we carried so much for so long and tried to take it on all ourselves. And then we finally let it go and we're like, oh, wow, we're really strong now. We don't have to carry all that, but we gained the strength by doing it. You see how that shifted? And then it's like whatever, Taurus opens up for us with Chiron there will be the new healing, but it shouldn't be as intense. Like Aries is really intense to go through healing on. And for Chiron can sit in a sign for 2 years or 8 years. And it was sitting in Aries for 8 years. 8 years, that's a long time. And Chiron is not a peaceful transit, right? It's the wounded healer. So it amplified all your wounds. And if those wounds came to the surface, now you have the choice on whether you close them out by making the changes, or whether you leave them open to have more chaos and a bunch more shit come in so that you do choose to close it, right? And that's a really good statement I want to share with you is like, you make the choices. You can choose to sit in pressure, stress, anxiety, and pain as long as you want. And the universe doesn't do it to be mean. It's simply doing it to see how long you want to sit there in that discomfort. And the sooner you shift out of it, the sooner it's over. You can't close it out in a day, but if you chip away at all the discomfort day by day, you're going to chip away at the wound over time, and then it's going to shift sooner. It's kind of like, I love this statement too, it's like, excuse me, there's a confirmation burp there for somebody, but it's like, they say bulls run into the storm. So if a storm's coming in, a bull run towards it so that it's in it for the least amount of time. Versus like, if you're running away from the storm, it's just following you and then you're going to be in it longer. Versus like when you run towards it, you're out of it the soonest way possible, okay? That was a quick analogy for somebody here. You needed that. And I was happy to share that one. That's a pivotal life-changing analogy for me because I was like, oh yeah, avoid it, screw that. Just run towards it. You're out of it sooner. And if you run towards fear without being a martyr or a victim, it actually clears it very quickly, okay? Next, another big shift that we're having is Jupiter. Jupiter's leaving Cancer, which has taught us our emotional strengths and emotional intelligence and maturity and competence. And that's been, I think, a year, 2 years. It's probably been 2.5 years. It stayed in there a little bit longer, but it's shifting to Leo, where Jupiter in Leo is expansive. It brings the to our gifts, our talents, our skills, and really amplifies them out. And especially depending on your Leo placements, this could be really cool, or this could be a little bit of a shift from what you've been in, right? And I don't know what that shift will be for you specifically. I know I got Jupiter in Leo, so I'm like, let's go. It's a Leo, or a Jupiter return, and it's like the show is here, right? Like I'm excited. I have all my gifts. I have the confidence, and now I've been putting them out there. But I think everything kind of, and I'm like, whoa, this is cool, right? And if you're watching this video, you have something there too. That's what I love about YouTube and channel messages and creating these videos is, you know, I'm simply talking to you, and I don't know who you are, but I can feel your energy. And that's the coolest thing, is that I can create this video. Law of attraction brings you here. And if you're having a bad day, whether you're having a good day and you're looking for a sign, like YouTube's algorithm is so magical, and you find this video, whether you know me or not, and as soon as I hit the opening line, you know if it's for you or not. Or the more I share, you can start to open up to the message. And before you know it, you and I might not know each other, but we're on the same energetic wavelength. We're on the same frequency. We're sharing the same information. And we're like, oh, this is dope, right? And that's what I love about it. It's just like being the voice that pulls you into believing what's happening or shifting you through what you're going through. Because we all hate those feelings, right? But it's like on my deepest, darkest days, I found readers just like this on YouTube, and they help me through everything. And I don't even know who they are. I haven't met them, but they're like pivotal people in my lives. And as somebody who's getting through all that, I want to introduce this to other people. And I think that's the magic of it, right? Like if you're watching this video, you might not know this, but you probably know it. You're extremely psychic. You might not have believed in it, or you might have thought like everybody else had those gifts, and then it's becoming online, it's becoming present. You're really stepping into your gifts, whether it be something like tarot, which we should definitely pull some cards here in a minute. We're gonna pull some cards. But I've been really leaning into tarot. I've watched tarot readings forever, you might have too. And then Spirit the other day was like, get out your little book of tarot. I actually gotta get this is sick. So I got this little book of tarot that is quite magical, and I have the understanding of it, but maybe you need a book of tarot like this, because it's really fun to read tarot for yourself and for others, and it's even cool what you can do with it. I'm building some really cool software now that's making everything unseen seen, and we're gonna call it Pocket Psychic, or Sidekick, you know, instead of Psychic, but yeah, pun into it. But anyways, less about me, more about you. All right, let's go into today's reading. I'm just gonna pull 3 cards. I got the what do I got? The Lights Here tarot deck. This is my favorite deck. Like, honestly, there's your first card. You're transitioning. Woo! You're going from rough waters to smooth waters, which is, this is what I love about tarot, right? And by the way, I just split the deck. The second one is the Emperor. We're just gonna split the deck today. This is a fun way to pull. So it's the Emperor. So you're going from troubled waters to a smooth transition. So that's like, you went through the shit, now you're in the shift. You've been down the rapids of the river, now you're on the smooth, calm spring water where you can enjoy it a little bit more. And then the Emperor, he brings in, let's see if I can find that card. I can't find it again. Anyways, the Emperor is all about structure. It's about materialism. It's having everything in place to build upon, because an emperor can't, you know, be the king of an empire if he doesn't have his shit together. And if he's all over the place, you know, it's like, but even, yeah, there's so many, like, so turbulent waters to smooth, the transition, rite of passage, into structured, systematic abundance, a leader. Yeah, materialism is coming in. It's coming in, baby. Jupiter and Leo, let's go. And then last card, we're just gonna shuffle. Let's try to get a flyer on this one. Let's see, what's your third card? What's in the future for this collective? Ooh, I can't. And then if they fall on the floor, I love Christy Thompson for sharing this. I watch her channel videos. Well, look at that, the King of Pentacles. So money, abundance, legacy, stability, financial freedom, which honestly, that is what I've been working for 8 years. 8 years. 8 years ago, let me share a personal story here. I left nursing. I failed a drug test. But it's funny, I asked for that. And the divine gave me many times to exit, and I couldn't because I was so persevering. And if I start something, I finish it, right? But nursing wasn't for me, and I knew it the first day of nursing school, but I still finished it. And it was a 1-year program of hell. And then I became a nurse, and I was like, this sucks. And then I was like, let's go to grad school and become a nurse practitioner. And I was halfway through, And my life sucked. Like my stomach hurt. Like I had the worst gastric ulcers, and I was working overtime. I was in grad school, and I was like, God, please make this end. I can't quit. I'm halfway done, but if it's not for me, get me out of it. And then I kid you not, Joint Commission's in the house, had the worst day of work ever, ended up failing a drug test and smiled the whole way through it. And then was like, this is my prayer being answered. And I share that because I think it's unique because, for one, I tell people I passed the test of life even though I failed a drug test. But they tried to say I was high at work, which is totally against. And they tried to make me sign an affidavit saying I was high at work, and I was not high at work. I had a metabolite in my urine. As we all know, weed stays in there for like 30 days. But, but anyways, it's like that was a pivotal moment 8 years ago that pulled me into everything now. And I thought I was like, the worst part about it was I was like, man, I spent like 4 years getting a bio degree, 1 year in nursing school, 2 years in grad school, 3 years as a nurse. And I never said it would never come back. If anything, I joked and was like, I'm excited for how this comes back into my life. And now I'm a lifestyle designer, entrepreneur with media marketing, branding, and full-blown psychic and all this stuff. And I have all my patho and pharmacology, and I'm building really cool health tech software. Because I believe healthcare is so screwed, right? And it's so cool where it's leaning into, and I found the answer to it by leaving. And I believe that's authenticity. And that's what I want to share with you here is be so fucking authentic. It's the theme of the collective right now, as I'm seeing it with a lot of my clients. And I saw it shift in myself too. It was like 11:11 on the timer. I love that. But it's literally like authenticity heals everything. The day I got out of nursing, my gastric ulcers disappeared. A month later. And I was literally went from making like 60K as a nurse to becoming a self-taught freelance video, photo, and editor. And if this is inspirational for you, run with it, because this is such a true story, and I love that I'm sharing this today. Was the coolest thing happened. I left nursing and I dropped out of grad school, and I was like, I don't know what this creativity stuff is, but it's lighting me up, and I'm gonna pursue it. And the more I pursued it, I didn't make money out the gates. I was actually, this is the funny part, I was the most broke I'd ever been, but I felt the best I'd ever felt. And that is how you know you're shifting from inauthentic self to authentic self. And yes, when you're in alignment and authenticity, stuff comes in after time. You gotta cut these energetic anchors that are holding you back. Because I've been authentic and aligned for like, I would say at least the last 8 months, but life has still been a little difficult. And I was like, what's going on here? I thought this was supposed to like do this and it all happens, but it all has to catch up to you. So don't abandon shit before it catches up to you. And just to like pull back in this tarot card reading is like, you've been through the turbulent waters of not self or inauthentic self. It feels shitty, it sucks, and it's always there if you want to go back to it. That's the rough waters, that's the chaos, it sucks. You can always go back though. And if you don't choose to shift, you can stay there as long as you want. Nobody's moving you forward but you. Make that choice. But then you come to the Emperor, who's very grounded, very structured, very authoritative, very abundant. He's done the freaking work. He has done the work through the rapid river that created the calmness. Even though something could fall around, the Emperor doesn't budge. It's like, the universe doesn't agree with that choice, so we're just gonna let it go. Let's keep moving in the direction that's working. That's Emperor energy, right? It's like you don't freak out when stuff breaks. You take it as a sign that it's out of alignment and you let it go. And then, what was the last card? Shit, I forgot what the last card was. The King of Pentacles. And then the King of Pentacles is there reaping the rewards of all the hard work. And to me, the King of Pentacles too is like, it's legacy, it's financial freedom, it's abundance. But it's through all that pain and all that hard work, like all the previous work you've done that you haven't reciprocated results from, or money or freedom from, when it all comes in at once and you can't explain it, that's Jupiter going into Leo, number one. Two, it's like that's your reciprocity for all that hard work. Though you didn't get the reward during the time of going through it, which sucks, I can highly relate to that. The last 8 years, I have literally like excavated my soul. I've healed deepest parts of me. I've jumped from this career to that career and somehow unified it all together. I've somehow moved from Kansas City to Austin, Texas, and became a digital nomad out of nowhere. And I love traveling, and I almost just love to make money just to travel and experience cultures. Like the last 8 years have changed me so much, but I feel the truest to myself I've ever been. So true that even though everything's not coming in all at once, I can feel it shift and I can feel it open. And I know if you're watching this video, you can too. And I want this video to be, number one, like a guiding light for you, that you're on the right path, that you're in authenticity and alignment. Don't drop it now. If you drop it now, you're gonna, and this is a good note too. If you drop what you're doing now because you're close to the finish line, it's the worst time to drop it, because you will go back to the chaos, to the feeling like not self, to people treating you like not self. But you're in the self now, which is the hardest spot. And most people don't even get here in their entire lifetime. And this is like the choice of free will, right? The planets can move us. We still have the free will to make the decision. You know, we can get intuitive guidance. We still have the free will to make the act, right? And it's like the further and the further you go away from the self and authenticity and alignment, the more chronic illnesses show up, the more mental illnesses show up, the more all this chaos and all these things happen in your life to pull you back to your path. But you still have free will and you can go anywhere on this planet, which makes it the most fun reality to live in my belief. Is just like, think about that. Like, you literally get to play God or human or both at the same time and never be above God. But like, you have all the powers on this reality to do whatever you want to do. So you get to choose what you do, and nobody is going to tell you what to do. At the end of the day, you get to make all the choices. So make all the choices that make you feel the best in your body, the best in your mind, the best in your spirit, the best in your emotions. Put those all together into just a beautiful existence called you, because you're a soul having a human experience, and you're light and your energy, and you get to create what that genotype and phenotype are, right? Like, by thinking positive thoughts, we actually give ourselves more serotonin and dopamine and oxytocin. By being optimistic and not toxically delusional and in a fantasy world, you give yourself more of those good hormones. Like, it is insane how we have everything inside of us. All we have to do is shift the way we think, or pretty much our mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual, is how we access our own pharmacy. So access all the good drugs inside of us. Get you some more dopamine. Get you some more, and dopamine is like complete a task. If you say you're gonna do it, do it. Break it into smaller chunks. Get that dopamine hit. But also know, as dopamine goes up, you gotta take breaks and days off to help lower it. Otherwise, you're gonna have to achieve more and more and more to get that same high and that motivation, right? And then serotonin's our happiness neurotransmitter. This is when we feel good in our body. It actually covers 90% of our pain in our body. So if you got all these aches, you need more sunlight. You got to get some serotonin, you know? Mushrooms are a great source of, to help our brain saturate in serotonin, right? The magical ones. That's what that effect is. That's serotonin. And if you've ever taken mushrooms, I'm a huge mushroom advocate. Number one, mushrooms should be the true medicine in healthcare. They have no side effects, and they will instantly shift you if you can listen to them and if you choose to listen to them, right? Like, it's incredible. And a lot of the shifts that I've had over the past 8 years have been through ayahuasca, psilocybin, sassafras, MDMA. I almost said bufo. Not bufo yet. I haven't sat with bufo. I actually haven't been called to, as I'm looking at a toad. But what were the other ones? Changa. I love Changa. Changa was the most magical teacher in my life. But there's all these tools that you can use. But also, it's like, get away from using the tools. Like, serotonin is very simple. Sunlight. Your back is the greatest receiver of sunlight, along with your eyelids, the back. So if you close your eyes in the sun, don't wear sunglasses, you'll feel serotonin. You'll get a ton. And when you feel tired after being outside, that's just the serotonin activating in you, right? Like, serotonin gives us energy, or it grounds us. You know? But connect with other people. If you've been in this space of kind of closed off, that's called healing. I love that. I forgot what book it is. I think it's the book of the Fifth Agreement. He talks about, like, when we're wounded, imagine you have leprosy, you have all these open wounds. The last thing you want to do is be around people, right? Like, they're gonna see them, they're gonna touch them, they're gonna ask about them endlessly. And it's like, when you're healing, you're like in the hospital, you're like, I got all these, like, imagine, what do you call that? Psoriasis. Imagine you have psoriasis all over you. Like, you don't want to be out in public. You don't want to connect with people. Like, you got friends that you can call, but it's like, healing is kind of a self-led practice, right? And it's like, when you got all these open wounds, you don't want to be out in public. But as soon as you can close those wounds, going out into public gets everything back online. And it also gives your brain oxytocin, which is like the feel-good hormone. It's like when you feel warm and fuzzy, like, you get that from petting a dog, communicating with other humans, having like deep one-on-one conversations. And it's like, you can access all these neurotransmitters that they've created medications for and all this other bullshit for. And if you're living out of alignment and then you're seeking the medications, you're avoiding the root, right? So Anyways, didn't plan on that soapbox, but that just came out of nowhere. But so you're transitioning from the past, the rough waters, the rite of passage, into your greatest financial moment ever with structure, discipline, leadership, authority, structure, systems. It's awesome. And then you're going to be in financial freedom, abundance, and all this doesn't happen without action. So figure out what you need to do, whether it's break stuff into smaller steps, whether it's get really clear on your identity. Who are you now? Who'd you shift into? Who are you becoming? Get really clear on that, because when you stop shifting identities and you identify who you're becoming or who you are now, if it's different from who you were in the past, that creates consistency. Consistency isn't from hustling and grinding and showing up every day you don't want to. Consistency is about being really clear of who you are, what you do, and what you bring to the world. When you know that, you can be consistent every day at every angle, and it comes through effort, or it comes through ease, not effort. And that is a hack. Let's just end the video here. So thank you guys for being here. If you love this content, be sure to subscribe. If I created a shift, give me a like. If you got something you want to share with this community, drop it in the comments below. This is an open space of sharing and caring and helping the next person, whether we know them or not. I don't know you, you don't know me. Maybe we know each other, I don't know, but it's just so cool to share these messages. And if you guys want to join my online school community, it's called ENOCH, ENOCH. It's on School. It's really easy to find. It's free to join. There's master classes in there for astrology, numerology, human design, astrocartography. We're about to drop AI and Akashics, which is super dope. I've been able to retrieve all 12 of my past lives. This is my 13th human life. I got a couple animal and insects and plant lives, which are so easy to identify. And I help people with that too, but it's like, and then I have my website, byCHRIS.io. It is an ecosystem of what I'm calling myself, a lifestyle designer now, a growth specialist. I do everything in media, marketing, branding, somatics. I can endlessly tell you what your purpose is, who you are, and what you do in 90 minutes or less. That's a new offer we're rolling out. And what did I call myself earlier? I am a psychic strategist is kind of what I'm branding myself as now, because it's like, let me tell you, metaphysics, I'll blow your mind in 30 minutes. You don't even have to pay for that. But I love everything I do, and I just love having people there to engage with. So whether you're in the free community, whether you want to work together, hit me up. All the info's in the bio down below. Description box. I'm going to see a lot more of you. You're going to see a lot more of me. Let's kick some ass. Let's help out shifting ourselves, because if we shift ourselves, we shift the world. And as each person chooses to shift their own frequency into authenticity and alignment, and they live at the highest frequency possible, 2222 on the timer, we create that shift for world change. You can't change the world till you change yourself, but when everybody in the world starts to change themselves, the world changes as a result of that. Peace out, have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video.